The following program is funded in part by the Dana Foundation, Rhode Island Alliance for Arts Education, Rhode Island State Council of the Arts, VSA Arts of Rhode Island, and the Rhode Island Arts Learning Network, as part of the Community Toolkit Project. Think Arts, Life, Learning. What would you say if I asked you to paint me a picture, write me a story, sing me a song, tell me a little about yourself, and educate me all at the same time? Not very easy, right? Well, it may be easier than you think. Put all those elements together, and that spells art. Mix a little technology with it, and you've got a way to create, communicate, and educate like no other. And that's really cool, right? We found a way to amp it up a bit and designed a program to get young adults away from the drama of their everyday life and into the world of art, discovery, and digital film. Now I know what you're thinking, but check it out. It's really a digital diary as seen through their eyes, done by youth, for youth, and about youth. We give them the tools, show them how to use them, and watch as they discover the world of artistic self-expression and its importance in their everyday lives. They pick the subject, do the interviews, and totally produce this program. So watch as we peek into the process of Confessions of a Teenage Critic. Remember, it's by youth, for youth, and about youth. Let's see what they come up with.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Confessions of a Teenage Critic. I'm Caitlin, and we are here at Trinity Rep to see opening night of Christmas Carol. And we're not only going to show you that later, but we're also going to show you what happens behind the scenes and backstage and stuff. So it'll be pretty cool. So yeah.
This is the clock upon the wall. This is the story of us.
Hi, we are just walking back to the other building of Trinity, and I'm with Carrie, and just going to ask a few questions about the educational program and what she does. So how long have you been involved in Trinity's program?
This is my 5th season at Trinity. I actually started out as an intern right out of college, and then they hired me on to be the second in command my 2nd season. And then just last year, our education director got promoted, and so I did as well. So now I run the department.
Awesome. And what kind of hand do you have in putting together the programs, like the productions that they're doing?
Sure. Well, we have a number of different programs that already existed before I came onto the department, and then there have been a number of new programs over the past year. But the Young Actor Studio, it's probably been around about 6 years. So it's already existed, but we have classes every day for every school group. We've got trimester classes, but then we have year-round advanced classes as well. And we have a number of different classes. So the ones that I teach, I'm in charge of making that happen, but then the other classes which Jordan teaches, or we have an intern, Meredith, who was back there, they sort of take charge in the classroom. So we've got all kinds of stuff going on all the time. And then we also have a summer program. We've got a number of different programs as well, so yeah.
Aside from the actual shows themselves, are there actual acting classes? Is that what it usually is?
Yeah. Well, see, what you had here is our year-round classes where they will put on shows that they wrote. But then the high school trimester class, for instance, that's a specific acting class where we're doing scene work, we're doing monologue work, we're doing stuff like that. And so and especially in the summer program, there are a lot of different options for the kids to get involved in, where they can choose to do Shakespeare, they can choose to do audition classes, scene study, and even non-performance classes too. Like we have a yoga class, or we have dance classes. So there's a lot of different options, especially in the summer program, for students to get involved in.
So how long has the educational department been around at Trinity?
Well, the education department has been around for, I guess you could say, around 45 years, in the way that we have the Project Discovery program. So if you have ever been to see a show at Trinity during the day with your school, that's through Project Discovery, it'll be 45 next year. And but only in the last 10 years has it really become what it is, where we have our summer program, we have internships, we have free programs, we've got programs for all ages, we even now have adult classes.
but thank you so much for talking to us and giving us the opportunity to see a little bit about how this works, because it looks like a really awesome program.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff, and anyone who's interested in getting involved, you can go to our website and go to the education webpage, or if you just email education@trinityrep.com, that goes to the whole department, including me and the teachers you saw in the classroom. So if you have questions about getting involved at any age, then we can help you out.
Well, thank you very much, and we will be back here. So, Hi, I'm Jamie, and I'm going to be talking to a few people who work in costume design at Trinity Rep. So this is
Meg.
And what do you do here?
I'm a costume technician slash wardrobe. And costume technician just means that I build costumes. Carrie and Allison cut the costumes. They cut the fabric, and then Rachel and myself, we build them. And then the other half of the time, I run wardrobe for the shows.
Awesome. How long have you been working with Trinity Rep?
This is my 4th season.
And do you do costumes for all the shows?
Yeah, we don't run wardrobe for every show. We sort of switch off who does which show. And then we do end up building for every show, though, yeah.
And how much time do you spend in here working on costumes?
Anywhere from 40 to 70 hours a week.
Do you like what you do?
I do. I love what I do. There's no other place that I've found that allows me to build costumes as well as run wardrobe. It's a really great job.
Did you go to school to learn all these kind of techniques?
I did. I got a degree in production design, which was sort of half studio art, half theater. That was how I combined the two.
So why do you keep saying build when you're referencing your job here, when you're talking about?
Because that's a correct term, right? We say build, we don't say sew. I don't really know why, but we build the costumes just like they build the set.
How early on before an actual production do you guys start working on the wardrobe?
We start working about 3 weeks before, because that's the rehearsal time that they have. So we start working when they start rehearsals. But Bill probably starts long before we do, because he creates the designs, and he long before we start, he's reading the play and going over stuff and getting ideas. So.
Hi, this is Bill, and you do costume design?
Yes.
And how long have you been working with Trinity?
32 years.
Wow. And do you do design for costumes for every show?
Just about.
Where do you take your inspiration other than in the actual plays themselves?
Oh, that varies too. I mean, it depends a lot on the director. I mean, the whole concept for any given production starts with the director, what his vision, where he's placing it in time, period. So it starts there. So it's sort of interpreting what the director wants to do with the production and then trying to fulfill his wishes.
Do you like your job?
Oh, I love my job.
Thanks to all of you for talking to us, and we're just going to head somewhere else in Trinity Rep. Okay, bye.
So here we are at Trinity Repertory Company on Washington Street, and we are in the Lederer Theater Center. It was built in 1917, and actually was the Emery Majestic Theater. The Emery brothers purchased this land and wanted to build the most beautiful vaudeville theater in its time and in this area, and they were very successful. Vaudeville shows would come from New York to Providence, and they would come here and perform here and not actually go to Boston, because this was such a beautiful theater to perform in. It was a vaudeville house until about 1926, in which the film industry started to take off, and then it was turned into a movie house, and it actually filmed some of the first CinemaScope productions. The owner at the time paid Warner Brothers $25,000 to have exclusive rights to show their movies. So no other theater in Providence, and I'm not sure how many miles that in case, but definitely Providence, could not show their films. He had exclusive rights to do that. It was a movie house until, like I said, the late 60s, and the Lederer family then owned the building at that time and worked with Trinity to make this theater 2 spaces, the Chase Theater above us and the Dowling Theater on this level. So this is the Chase Theater. It seats 512 right now, or 520. as you can see, you know, it's a thrust, is what we would call a thrust. It's not a proscenium in any way, shape, or form because we're coming into the audience. We're very unique here at Trinity because we do have spaces and stages that are totally different. So this is our Dowling Theater. It seats 281 seats, and if you look at it, it doesn't feel like you can put almost 300 people in here. It's one of my most favorite spaces I've ever produced in because I think it's incredibly intimate. It was fashioned after the theater at the Trinity Church, which is on the intersection of Elmwood and Broad Street, which is where Trinity got its start back in the early 60s. This is the set of Christmas Carol that Patrick Lynch designed. He designed a couple shows with us last year. We do this every year. We do a different Christmas Carol every year. This is our 31st season of Christmas Carol, I do believe. And once again, it has been a different version of Christmas Carol every single year. Different director, different set designers, the whole 9 yards. We are one of the only, there's very few theaters that actually do this. They usually bring the same set out of a box, plop it on stage. You see the same thing you saw the year before, so this is very different. We actually fly an actor with ZFX, that's the company in which we fly. And that took us about 5 or 6 rehearsals to get this kind of down pat, to decide the moves that they wanted to make. They were working with them in rehearsal, but it's always different once you get the harness on, see what that actor can do in the harness, and then you get this big stage on and all of that stuff like that. So this is what we call the pit. A lot of theaters also use the term trap room, which kind of is self-explanatory, one would assume. Whenever you have a hole in the deck and an actor comes through it, they have to go somewhere.
This is the elevator?
These are our 2 elevators. This is one, and if you notice that there is a stage above me and there's not a great big hole, that's because this elevator has a slit trap. So this is the elevator itself, which we put things on, and that goes up and down, but the slick trap is just another layer that just kind of shoots straight back that way, that allows us to close the hole up faster. So you don't have this, you know, people acting around this, you know, 6x6 hole. There is a whole safety thing that we go through. You know, brakes are released at a certain time. Once again, stage manager calls all of that stuff. Brakes are then engaged, and if anything happens, there's communication. We've lost elevators during a show. We just figure it out on a whim or a moment's notice of how to make the show still happen, and that no one knows.
Caroling, caroling, now we go. Christmas bells are ringing. Caroling, caroling through the snow. Christmas bells are ringing. Joyous voices sweet and clear. Sing us have a heart to cheer. Ding dong, Christmas bells are ringing. Caroling, caroling through the town. Christmas bells are ringing. Caroling, caroling up and down. Christmas bells are ringing. Marcy well the song we sing. Lads are tidings now we bring. Ding dong,
something really important.
Hey everybody, you're watching Teenage Critic. I'm Jamie and I'm here with Grace, and we're on Thayer Street yet again. So today we're going to be asking some students questions about their political views and how they came to be. So I'm going to start with Grace actually, because I know she's pretty politically active and passionate about it. So where would you say you stand?
I would definitely say I'm on the far left of the political spectrum.
So, as a liberal, what are some issues that are really important to you?
For a candidate in the 2012 election, because I'll be voting, I'm really looking for someone who is against the Bush tax cuts, and someone who is for Obamacare, and someone who will stand up for the 99% versus the 1% of wealthy Americans. So.
Thank you so much. All right, so what specific political issues that are kind of, controversial that are going on today, what of those are really relevant to you?
I wouldn't say any of them are specifically relevant to me, except jobs issues, because I'm going to be going to college and I don't want to start in the workforce in an economy that's failing, in an economy that doesn't have jobs for me. So it's really important for me to support a candidate who is willing to create jobs in the economy, and I'm very, very, very much a fan of Obama's American Jobs Act. So
how about now we take a little venture down Thayer Street and see who else is willing to talk to us about this.
So Jamie, would you say that a lot of teenagers, besides us obviously, are really uninterested in politics and find it boring and don't care?
Actually, yeah, I've heard a lot of that. And for example, in my school, with all of the stuff that's going on Wall Street right now, with the Occupy movement, as I'm part of that, actually, I'm part of Occupy Providence, but I have not heard a peep about it in school. Not a single teacher has mentioned it. I haven't heard any students talking about it, and really, to be honest, it seems like no one really has much political views. Even people who are getting to the age where they can vote are choosing not to, for I don't even understand what reason, to be honest. So we're here on Thayer Street, and I'm with William, and we're just discussing a little bit about politics these days. So where would you say you stand?
I think we need to recreate the whole concept of standing, because it implies sort of the two-dimensionality that is brought to us.
All right. I can live with that. So what issues are important to you?
Well, most recently this Occupy Wall Street, and within the last 2 weeks or so, the smaller Occupy cities, Occupy Providence. I'm from Buffalo, and we've got our own that's just started, and I think this could be a real amazing way to reshape our political sphere.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's getting to be a big movement, Occupy movement. There's 31 states involved just here in the U.S. and a lot going on in other countries too.
70 cities, and I just flew into Providence today, and my cab driver was excited about it. The guy who sat next to me in the plane was excited about it, and it crosses demographics, which is really exciting.
Definitely. So where would you like to see just kind of the way politics are here in America? What direction would you like them to take? I know you've said a bit about that already.
I'd like this movement to create, and this is sort of, bubbles. I'd like this movement to create a third consensus-based party that can challenge the plutocracy we have here.
All right, thank you. Well, thank you for talking to me.
Hi, I'm Grace, and you're watching Confessions of a Teenage Critic. I'm here with
Anna Ramos.
Hi, nice to meet you. So we've been talking to people about their political views and what's important to them, and I was wondering, how important do you think it is for young people to vote?
I think it's extremely important for us to vote. If we don't vote, our voices not get heard out there, and especially us being the youth, it's going to be our time next to start paying taxes and buying homes and different things like that. It's important for us to have influence on that.
Definitely. Have you been excited about the 2012 election?
Yes, it's my first time to get to vote because I was only 17 in high school, so everyone got to vote and all got stickers and I didn't.
Are you a student?
Yes, I go to Rhode Island College.
What issues do you find really affect students?
I think especially financial aid. I know this year I got a lot less than I did last year, and I completely understand where it's coming from, but we need to invest more money in education and the future of us as other citizens and stuff like that.
We probably went through 20, 25 people before someone finally said, yes, I want to talk about politics. Yes, it's important. Why do you think a lot of people around your age aren't so willing to talk about it?
Just because I think we're misinformed right now. There's not a lot of programs or even things that we watch today on TV that makes politics effective in our life. It's not until we're much older that it really has an impact on us.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for talking to us. So, hi, what's your name?
My name is Rachel.
Hi, Rachel. What political events right now are really catching your eye?
I'm kind of watching the Republican race for like for the spot running for president. I guess that's probably a big deal.
Are any of the issues like really important to you personally?
I mean, aren't all of them really important? Okay, so I mean, like obviously education's a really big deal. I'm really worried watching what all these people say about a lot of social issues. It's kind of scaring me right now. So those two are like what I'm most aware of, probably.
Okay, hi, what's your name?
Grace.
Hi, Grace. I was wondering if you think it's really important for people your age to vote.
Absolutely. I think like college age students don't vote a lot, and they should.
Hi, and your name is?
Tim.
Hi, Tim. We were walking along Thayer Street, and probably like 30 people said no to us, and we don't want to talk about politics, and we talk to you about anything else if it wasn't politics. Why do you think people your age have such an opposition to it?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like politics and arguments kind of coincide a lot of the time. So kind of like talking politics never is really fun, you know?
Right, you said people your age don't really vote, and that's definitely a shame. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, I mean, I know that some kids our age vote, but it's the percentage of young people who vote is less than the percentage of older people that vote. Probably because a lot of people aren't registered or just aren't as interested in the whole process, but doesn't mean it's not important.
All right, thank you so much, you guys.